got here? 1977 Corvette. You want to tell us a little bit about it? I mean, it's beautiful. You got a nice pinstripe job on it.
Yeah, it's all original, except for the couple pieces of chrome under the hood. Original paint, original interior, original. Even the spare tires are original on this thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't even know if it holds air. I haven't checked it in 10 years. It might be flatter than a pancake. I don't know.
You have better luck than I do with them.
Yeah, I'm the second owner.
Now, see, that always, to me, is more impressive than a lot of other stats, that you're just the second owner.
Yeah, I've had it for about 18 years now. But it's been a good car.
I'm assuming you haven't had any reason to use the fire extinguisher in the back?
No, that's for Fords. I keep it.
Okay.
His interview.
We'll do you next. You can get back at him. How that sound?
I went to a Jaguar show, and my wife makes stickers up for whatever show I go to. If it's a BMW or Jaguar, I put the sticker on there for Jaguar use only or BMW use only. You know, they get a big kick out of it. You know, they're over there taking all kinds of pictures of it and stuff. But yeah, but like I say, it's been a good car. It's not fast, but kids like it.
I don't know. I had a 75, and it didn't bother me. I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have no horsepower back then. They cut them all back down, you know, because of the emission standards and everything.
Well, it took them a while to get their heads back on how to make things work. I know. I was talking to somebody earlier. I remember back when I was coming up, a horsepower per cubic inch was a big deal.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Nowadays, they got stock cars putting out almost a horsepower per cc.
Oh yeah.
And that's just amazing.
Double that, really. Like the new Hellcat we got, with that's 800 and some horsepower and a 6.2 engine. You know.
No, believe me, if the thought of maybe robbing a bank has come up because those things are beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, but you only get one seat in them now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the new the Demons, you only get one seat. A passenger seat's option.
Is that necessarily a bad thing?
Well, no, I mean, it's a race car. You're buying a race car is what you're buying. No, I mean, what are you going to do? But about that's all I can tell you about it. As long as it gets me home at night, I'm happy camper.
Yeah, well, no, I understand that because I've walked home a couple times.
Well, if any car ever makes me walk, I sell it. I bought a brand new Dodge truck and made me walk, and I sold it right away. As soon as I got home, I sold it.
Well, I'm not going to say what brand of motorcycle it was, but I had to walk home twice, and the third time I left it and never went back to find it.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Okay, thanks you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay.
We're here with Norm. You've got a 27 Ford. I'm not that familiar with old cars, so I got to ask you. Tell me about it.
That's a 1927 Ford Model T Doctor's Coupe. I kept it looking at the original as much as I could. It's got a big Chevy, air conditioning, heat, stereo. I kept it looking like a T as much as I could, but it was an original car when I started.
What you mentioned air conditioning. Other than rolling down the windows, what does that entail on a car this old?
It has the same air conditioning as the new cars.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's got vintage air I put in it. It's got stereo, heat. It's got everything a new one does.
Okay, now why in particular was this called the doctor's car?
They turned around and they had the rumble seats in the others and the doctor's coupes. They just had a trunk where the doctor could put his bag and his supplies.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it's just 90 years old, so.
Yeah. I don't know, every time we start talking about the age of these things, it just blows my mind. Because, I mean, the new cars are new cars, but something like this is just, it's one of a kind anymore, you know.
Yeah, they're getting more scarce. Henry should have had the old V8 Chevys, like we got in them now. They've been a lot nicer, but they used to be able to run these things through fields and rough roads. And they were a pretty durable old car at the time.
Oh, Henry Ford was awfully intelligent, really smart about a lot of things, but he did make a few mistakes.
Oh yeah, this thing here it gets babied now. Don't get beat up like it used to.
But you know what? It could probably still take it if you really pushed it.
Been through a few rough places. We put a lot of miles on it. I put about 6,000 miles on it this year.
That's quite a bit. I imagine you don't do much running away from the police, though, as much as to stand out.
No, those days are over. We're too old to lose our license today. we call them lovers now, not fighters.
Well, believe me, I know exactly what you're talking about, but this really is a beauty. Is there anything in particular special about this car? I mean, other than the fact that the way you feel about it.
No, it's just that it survived all these years, and try to put everything in it as we could to get it as modern as we could, but still keep it in its vintage age. Respect the car for what it was.
Well, you know, it really makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because you upgraded all the underpinnings. I can see the new front end and stuff, and yet is the sheet metal basically all original?
Other than the hood and the visor, it's all original. There's not a patch panel in the car.
Well, now that's kind of impressive.
Oh yeah, an old farmer had it, and he went to buy one of the new Fords when they came out with the V8, and they offered him $50 for the car, and he stuck in the barn. It sat there for years, and the kids pushed it out to the street, and it was for sale. It ended up like this. We put a new chassis under it and everything, but it's you'll never get them to ride smooth because they're so short. They're like a bobber on the road if the roads are rough, but they're an awful lot of fun.
Well, they certainly are, and it's a lot of fun just to come out to these shows and kind of show it off a little bit too, isn't it?
Oh yeah. A lot of people, they enjoy the older cars too. A lot of people like the color, but a buddy of mine named it the chick magnet because women like this color.
I hadn't even thought about that, but you're right. You're right. I got a granddaughter. Everything she owns is pretty close to this color.
Yeah, women seem to like this color for some reason, but they're a lot of fun.
Now, this is a beauty. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate the interview.
And I've got a 06 Mustang here, which I've been working on cars since I was 13 years old. It's quite a hobby. Basically, it's as I get older, it becomes a pain because I get so tired so quick, but I can't stop doing it. It's just a hobby. And I can remember back in the day when, maybe I shouldn't say this because I hope she's not listening, but my ex didn't really care that I had a hobby like that, but I said, would you rather me be on drugs and drinking, go out drinking every night, or be at home working on my car? So basically, she ended up going her way and I went my way. But that's all another story for another time.
It's usually the best thing in the long run anyway.
Yeah, as long as everybody's happy. I got 2 great kids, 4 great grandkids, and the thing was, my hobby was cars and sports. Well, my kids and grandkids picked up the sports, but they didn't pick up the cars. Okay, it's like, Dad, could you detail this for me? Because I had a detailing company, traveling detailing company when I retired. And I had it for 2 years, and I broke in one guy with me, and we would travel. And we did a place over on 16 and I can't remember the side street, but we were doing one car. It snowballed right into 8 cars. And we were cheap at that time because we do $80 to do the car.
That is.
And $100 for the whole car, inside and whatever. But I'm talking a while back. Now, if I did it again, it'd be a little bit more because things have changed, But no, it was fun to do, but he was going to be a teacher, and he finally left, and now it's just me. So I did it for a little while longer, and then I decided that's enough's enough. I just can't do it anymore by myself, And 3 hours it take me to do a car. I use toothbrushes. I use everything. I try to get it best I can. All right. The good thing was we traveled. We'd come right to your house and take care of you or your business. And you walk around the car so they know whatever it is, that's the way it is. If you see a scratch, they know that scratch is there. Then they fill a paper, go ahead and do your car. And we did it, and it was a lot of fun too. We enjoyed it. But if you want to just talk about my car, really, it's an 06. I have a friend. I'll probably give him a little punchline here for his business, Gary Cook. He's done quite a few of my cars, and I've sent a lot of people over to him. He redid my whole exhaust. I have straight pipes from the block all the way out, no mufflers, 4.5-inch extensions. It's got 315 horse, which is good enough for me. It's a 4.6. Back in the day, I can't tell you. You're talking about Corvettes. Paul, my buddy next to me here. You're talking about Corvettes. Well, I had a 72 Corvette. I had 4 Corvettes, and I had a 72. And we were talking about the gas and the power.
Right.
Well, I had a 67 Corvette, and 435, 425 horse tri-power. and that thing would fly. Well, I sold it, and I bought a 72. Now, I get in the car from the dealership. This is brand new. I hit the accelerator, and I said, come on, let's go, babe. Come on, move. Only pushing out 270 horse, rated from the rear end. That was back in the day where they cut down the horsepower.
Right.
It was a 454. And I figured, okay, this baby's going to move, right? I hit it didn't go anywhere. It's like they had a governor on it. It's like it just stopped, and that was it. But I was a Corvette man back then. I had a 93. I had 89. I just sold last year with 27,000 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
And I sold it. Candy apple red. I've had so many cars. My boys come over to Dad. Every time we open the garage door, you got a different car.
That ain't a bad thing.
For me, it's not. Everybody else, they think I'm rich. You know, I have a lot of money. Well, I don't. I try to work out where I'm not going to say I win all the time, but I try to work it where I'm either breaking even or maybe making a little money. I bought a couple cars cheap. I detailed them, fixed them up, and I sold them.
I've had a few people I know at various car dealerships tell me turning in a lease or even just trying to sell a car, having it detailed either saved the money on the lease turn in or got them $300 or $400 when they went to sell a car. So I'm not surprised at all.
Well, I bought all my Mustangs from Roy O'Brien, Mark O'Brien, who I know very well. I would take my vehicles to them, and I'd be sitting down, and I haven't even negotiated for a new car yet. The guy comes in, he says, we got you, there's a truck I had at that time. They put it on the front line. And he comes in 10 minutes later, he says, guess what? I said, what? He said, your truck's gone, they sold it. He says, Mike, every truck you bring in is like brand new. You know, I don't want to take up everybody's time. I know you got a lot of work to do here. I really appreciate you interviewing me, and I enjoyed it. And we have a great day for the show today, and I hope everything works out. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about the car or anything, or are we we talked about everything but the car?
Well, actually, when we come to this, at least half of the car is the stories behind it or the stories behind the people.
Yeah.
So no, I found you very interesting, and thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, it really was. Thank you very much for interviewing me. I appreciate it.
No, it was fun. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so we're here, one of the more unusual vehicles. Why a fire truck?
Why not? A lot of people buy 57 Chevy, one of my favorite cars is a 55 Chevy Wagon. This, you can stack more cases of beer in the back.
We belong to an antique fire truck club.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking he had the best answer, but yours is awfully good.
My answer is the one most people want to hear.
Yeah, I never thought about it, but do you have the roll-up doors on this, or do they swing out?
At home?
No, on this.
Oh, on this? Swing outs.
Are they refrigerated?
No, but I can tell you a story about a truck that's been redone to be a beer dispenser.
Some
Elkhart, Indiana.
Okay, then let's talk about that for a minute. Then we'll talk
Okay.
about the car.
One of the big suppliers of fittings for fire trucks, Elkhart Brass, Elkhart, Indiana. They picked up what was that? A 49 LaFrance that was Elkhart's, and they had it restored. The water tank's been taken out of the back. They had a large stainless steel tub built in the back that you can put in half barrels of beer and a whole lot of ice. You open the side compartments up and the taps are there. And I've also seen a Ford pumper that instead of having the water tank in the back, they've got a hot tub. It carries a heater and a generator. And both trucks, if you hook to a hydrant, they'll still pump water.
Useful in more than one way, then, I take it.
Gotcha.
You were
If they can't pump water, it's a waste of time. Buy a rescue truck or a ladder truck. You buy a ladder truck, most of the fire truck events you go to, they'll look at it and say, you can't put the ladder up. Insurance purposes.
Well, oddly enough, we were to one about 2 months ago where they were allowed to do that over in Centerline.
Okay.
You were telling a story. It reminded me, back when I was in high school, a friend of mine had a Chevy almost exactly like that one across the aisle here. He put a new bottle in, new tubing, and a new pump, and used to keep booze in it.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of washing his windshield, he'd get himself a shot every so often.
We do the fire muster down in Franklin. What is it? Last Saturday in July.
Yeah.
They bring all the antique fire trucks, and then we do it from the park. We do a parade to the city of Frankenmuth, up over the bridge and back, and everybody's sitting out there. I mean, it's an annual thing. They wait for us to come by every year. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I know there's a car show up there too. I've been up there. I was just telling one of the other guys, I like to get there the day after everything's over with, because I still get to see all the cars as they're getting ready to go and leave. And I know everybody was there the 2 previous days, ate all the old food, so I get fresh stuff. So exactly what year is this?
It's a 1989 Ford/Pierce.
Well, that's actually pretty new for this area, but still, definitely an eye catcher.
Yeah. It's not really that new because the big thing now is 10 to 15 years and they want to get rid of them. Once the water tank starts to leak, they want them out the door.
Well, this is a nice vehicle. We're going to do a little walk around. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Certainly.
Good morning. This is Denis Bosworth with Screechy R Productions, and it is 9/11 Memorial Day, and I'm here at Autumn Woods Care Facility located at 29800 Hoover Road in Warren, Michigan. I am with Moses Coleman. He is the Director of Business Development for the facility, and today the facility is celebrating their 4th annual Classic and Collectible Car Shows for the community and for the community at large. Would you like to tell us a little bit about why the facility is celebrating the car show on a Monday?
Well, what's so unique about what we're doing, again, we celebrated on 9/11. It's a tribute to the veterans in the community, and we also recognize that for the residents that are here, we can't take them to the Gratiot Cruise, we can't take them to the Woodward Dream Cruise, but we can bring the cruise here. So as part of the community and our involvement with the community and to our residents, we bring the show here to them, which is important for them.
One of the things that you had mentioned to me earlier is that you personally met a vet from the Vietnam Veteran Chapter 154.
Yes.
And through that, you are offering a food drive here.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, and it's unique how that happened. I took care of the veteran's mother, and this was when I worked on the floor as a nurse. And his mom and I, we developed a really good relationship. We would talk. She referred to me as her son. And when I finally met her son, we connected because he's a vet and I'm a vet. He's a Vietnam vet. I'm a Desert Storm vet. So we united as brothers per se. Once we found out that he was a member of Chapter 154, at that point I was still on the floor as a nurse. Once I became the marketing director, I ended up going over just as a community involvement situation. Just wanted to let them know who we are, what we are, because we're the only VA certified facility. And I ended up meeting him again. And it was like brothers meeting brothers. And after I recognized what VVA Chapter 154, what they do in the community for the veterans in the community, we were almost forced to do something with 154. And because they do so much for the homeless veterans, they do a lot of things for the children in the community, we said, hey, well, let's do a food drive. So we've been doing food drives for Chapter 154 at each of our at each of our car shows now. And we're just blessed to be, we're not affiliated with them, but they're a fellow community provider.
How'd you get the nickname Rock Bottom?
Well, actually, when I first started putting on car shows, I had a store at Universal Mall, and that was the name of the store, was Rock Bottoms, and that was after the cartoon character from Felix the Cat. And we did car shows there for 7 years, and that kind of was the catalyst for me. But then they tore down the mall, and I went a different direction. But then I started, instead of doing my own car show, I started working for other people, and I had built a nice group of people that kind of follow me around, and we have a lot of fun.